Hey folks, welcome out there this afternoon. We are so glad you've tuned into TNLearn Mathline Summer School Style. I'm Ernie Roberts. I am your host for the summer school session today, and we hope that you're having a great summer so far. Not much longer till we go back to that call-in time. We want to keep reminding you, come August, we'll be back with call-in stage time, all right? But what we want you to do today is take some paper, take some pencil, and get you a little four-function calculator. It's all you really need that can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And let's have some fun doing some math, all right? Let's see what the topic of the day is. I think I have a clue what it's about, but let's see what we got it. Yes, finding success. Oh, it sounds like a movie that's out there right now. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's another story. Finding success. We're going to be back with percents, all right? Yesterday we were shooting for 100%. Today, well, you know what? We're going to look at a lot of different variations of the percent problems. So tune your gears in, get ready to go, and let's have a good time. Sit back and enjoy. All right. See our first problem, what we got coming up here. This is a quick review going back. I'm going to use proportions today. I know yesterday in the other shows we use the decimal point, we use the proportion business. We're going to stay today with just pretty much proportions. All right. So let's see how this is going to set up. Again, I like using the fraction equaling a fraction. And it's about what is the part, what is the base, what is the percent, and put it over 100. 100's always in there nice and neat. It never goes away. Isn't that nice? It's happened there. Now, what we want to look at here, first of all, is do we know the percent that will go over 100? Yes, we do. It's 75. So we'll pop that right in there. Folks, that's half the problem. Now we got to just figure out where to put the 24. The 24 is attached to the is. We're looking for of what number, all right? So in this case, the base is missing. The part is right there in front of us, okay? So we're going to put the 24 right there on the top, and they're looking good. And our number we don't know, we'll call it n down there in the denominator, all right? Now we're ready to do a little cross multiplication there. Ready to do a little bit of cross multiplication. Now, as I take care of that, I have 75 times n, all right? We're going to cross multiply, get those are the two means going together there. That's going to be 75n. And going this way, we're going to multiply 24 times 100. Now, folks, we can do that in our head, all right? It's mental math time, all right? Add two zeros to the 24, you've got it. And that will give us 2,400, all right? Now, the hard part, which I say let's use a calculator on, let's do that 2,400 divided by 75. Let's take a look at it, all right? Go to the calculator here. And I got 2,400 divided by 75. Let's put a 0 on there. That's my mistake there already. Hold on. 0, 0. Yeah, 2,400. I'm just thinking 24, and let's divide it. Put it divided by. And we're going to take 75. 75. All right, those are our numbers. That's our digits. Looks like 32, and that is the magic ding, ding, ding correct answer. Success. Yes, we found it there, all right? So let's go back here just a second. We're going to divide 75. We resorted to our calculator. And you know what? It certainly gave us 32. And that is the number we're looking for, all right? So we're going to keep using this approach. We may have to do a little bit of extra once we get to a value here, interpretation or things like that. But that's what today's about. We're going to look at how to find success in the world of doing percent problems and applications, a few applications. Let's take a look at this next problem here, okay? Got a couple of situations. It says, which purchase has the higher sales tax? If you make a $500 purchase at 7% or a $700 purchase at 5%. And you know, people really get into this because some people will travel a state line. They'll go into Kentucky from Tennessee, or they'll come to Tennessee from Kentucky or North Carolina, you get the idea, just to save a little bit of that percentage, okay? Does it make a difference? Well, it also depends on how much the cost of the item is, all right? So let's take a look at our first side over here. How about this $500 at 7%? So remember, we're going to set it up here. We're looking for a part, by the way. That's what sales tax is. It's not the total. It's not where you start. You finish with sales tax, all right? So we're going to put 500 as our base. N is the sales tax, and we know percent always goes over 100. Yes, so 7 over 100. This one is easy, dear friends. This one's easy. Let's cross multiply. Let's do it. Cross multiplying here. You got 100 N. Go the other direction. You've got 5 times 70. Everybody knows your times tables, right? 3,500, right? With the 2 zeros added on. So 3,500 And remember a little trick that we can do. What's that little trick we can do? Everybody says, Ernie, what are we doing? We're going to divide by 100. And we would divide by 100. We can lose the 2 zeros, or we can just move the decimal in 2 places. In this case, zeros look good. Let's put it right down here. Our end value looks to be 35, and this is money, so it's $35. That's what your tax would be at 7%, all right? So you would be paying $535 for this purchase, all right? Now, let's take a look at this other little side over here, this 700 one, all right? Same story. We've got the base. We are looking for the part. So let's put 700 right in there. Put an N underneath that. It equals to 5 over 100. Now again, as we look at these cross-multiplying, I've got 100 times the N. See how I got that? There we go. Let's crisscross over this way, cross-multiply that way. We get 3,500. Divide both sides by that 100. And you know what? Lose the zeros. We get, well, my goodness, it's the same answer, isn't it? $35. Now, you're adding that to 700, so you are buying a bigger item, but that's one case where there does seem a little bit of difference. You want to keep the sales tax amount the same, you can do different rates, okay? But that's where you start. That's your rate. It works together to give you that nice finish of a part there, okay? It's the same thing. So which purchase has a higher sales tax? They're the same, one and the same. That's pretty awesome. But that, folks, is the power of percents. It's power of percents. Let's take another look at another little guy here. How about this one? 25 out of 30 or 42 out of 50. Who has the greater percent? Make your picks. Make your picks. Which one you think? All right. And then we're going to look at this and see where it takes us. All right. First of all, we're going to pick up 25. By the way, 25 out of 30. This is the part. There is your of for the total. And we're going to put our percent. We don't know what it is. It's over 100. All right, we'll cross multiply here in just a second. Our second one over here, we're going to do the same old story. We're going to put 42 over 50 equaling to our n divided by 100. All right, so let's figure it out. Right down the middle so we don't get confused. We'll draw a little line there. All right, so on the left side, I'm going to be working away here. I've got 30 times n equals 2,500. Looks good. Let me clear just a second. Clear. All right. Let's check and see what that gives us on the calculator. 2,500. And we're going to divide that by 30. Now we are going to have, looks like about 83, and it goes on and rambles forever, doesn't it? So we're going to just call that, we're going to round it off to the nearest tenth. We could also go to the nearest percent, but we're going to go, we'll have about 83 and 0.3%. Now, if I wanted to make that really precise, I could have drawn a bar over that 3, the repeating decimal there, but we're just going to say we're going to round it to the nearest tenth, all right? We'll do the same thing over here if we need to. Again, we're looking, that can become critical if this is extremely close. We're going to find out how close it is here in just a second. Let's cross multiply. We have 50 times your n, cross multiply that away, and you're going to have 4,200 because we're going to add 2 zeros, right, my friends? Divide by 50. And let's see, we'll clean it off here just a second. Got it? Let's clear and see what we've got here. 4,200. And we're going to divide that by 50. And we get 84. So it's close, but it looks like the 84 wins by just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. But it would be 84%. And there's your winner, okay? Who has the greatest percent? That little guy there, all right? So when you're looking at those, it looks like it says, Ernie, it's just division, isn't it? Exactly. It is division. After you do a little quick multiplication, add a few zeros, then hit the calculator. It'll take good care of you, all right? So that's the story today. That's the story. Let's see what happens. Let's see another example here. It says a meal for 2 costs $25 before sales tax is added. If your sales tax is at 9%, how much tax will be added to the meal cost, all right? Let's see if we can figure that out, all right? So first of all, it says a meal for 2. That's just tells that 2 people ate for $25 there. So don't get excited, folks. We're not going to multiply 2 times 25. It's just already the cost. And that's before sales tax, all right? if the tax rate is 9%, how much tax will be added to the meal? So you've got your base. You've got your base cost right there. That's the 25. You're looking for the part. How much are you going to pay for the tax? All right. Now, on the other side here, we have a percent rolling in at 9. And remember, that's 9 out of 100. And at 100. I hope some of you are starting to notice that there's a little relationship there. I could get a hint. Some of you are ahead of me. Those of you others say, just cross multiply and get me to the answer. All right, let's do that. We're going to cross multiply. How about it? 100 times n. And on this side, we're going to take 25 times 9. All right, 25 times 9. And some of you are always going, oh, Ernie, I think that's like, isn't that like 9 quarters? That would be $2.25. Maybe that's what our tax is going to be. Let's find out. How about it? Let's see. Multiplying it out just a second. I'm going to make sure we're right, but I think that sounded good, didn't it? Did it sound good to have quarters? Let's see. Times 9. Just for those of you who doubt me, there we go. We got 225. And look what we're going to do. We're going to divide that by 100. And remember what I've told you. If I haven't, I'll tell you again. When you divide by 100, that decimal moves into places. So the amount of tax looks to be about $2.25 when you divide that by 100, when you divide by 100 into that. So there's a nice thing. You say, well, that gets added to the meal. Exactly. So really you're paying, it looks like, not 25, but about $27.25. And you tack on a tip, dear friends, you're up into the $30 range. All right, so understand when you go and eat, that's just the beginning. You're going to have a tax, you're going to have a tip. And those are important things. It's important to tip your wait service person. All right, they are doing their best for you. All right, how about another little problem here with a good friend of mine, Xavier, out there. He buys 4 ice cream cones at $1.50. Oh, this is like multi-step stuff, isn't it? Let's see if we can figure it out. All right. So Xavier, and Xavier may have it too, has bought 4 ice cream cones at $1.50 each. That tells me something. Let's write it down so we don't forget it. That's times $1.50. All right. We also, he's a generous guy. He bought some stuff for his friends too. All right, how about it? 2 sundaes at $2.50. And we're going to have a tax of, what is it? 9%. Well, let's see how much this is costing him first of all. This is going to be real close, Xavier. I hope you don't come up with ice cream in your face. No, I'm sorry, we'll move on with the math. 4 times $1.50, that's going to be $6. And 2 times $2.50 is going to be $5. All right, so far so good, Xavier. You're at $11. Your tax is at 9%. We're going to give you that little reprieve. Some places at 9.25, some places it's 9.75. We're going to go with a good old straight 9% here. Let's see what Xavier is going to owe. All right, put it over 11. That's where we're starting. That's the base. That's the base. Just the whole thing. We're trying to figure out the part. Put a big N up there. On the other side, we do know it is a 9 over 100. All right. Whew. Take a deep breath. Xavier, will you make it? All right. Let's see. Cross multiplying. Cross multiplying. I got 100n going this way. Cross multiply with the means. I've got 99 going that way. Oh man, put the decimal right there. His tax is 99 cents. Get ready. 11 plus 99, 11.99. Did he make it? He has $12. He does by 1 cent, 1 penny. Great problem there, Xavier. Congratulations. I think your friends will be glad that you did that. They'll love you. They'll love you. All right. Great job there, Xavier. Now, you know, we hear percentages used a lot of times in the workplace, all right, when you get jobs. Real estate folks deal with a thing called commission. And it's a percent of commission. They get 6% basically. They can lower it if they like you, but most of the time they're going to charge you 6%. And it's worth it because they still have to pay tax out of that for themselves. They've got to pay for all their expenses and such. So 6% is typically what they get out of the amount of money you sell in the house. So let's take a look at Juliana here. It says she has sold a $200,000 home and she received a 6% commission. We don't know how much money was that commission. How much money did she actually make? All right, so again, we're starting. The base is 200,000. Got that, all right? So let's go back to our part over our base, and that's going to be 200,000, or our total, sometimes we like to call it. We're looking for a part up here. What is the part? Well, we don't know how much money she's going to make, but I think she's going to do all right. All right, she's going to do all right here. 6%, remember, that 6 always goes over 100. So let's do it. 6 over our 100. We're going to find out how much money that is before she gets hit with taxes and pay off her bills, all the other stuff, da-da-da-da. Let's see what we have here. Cross multiplying. We have a big 100N going on to the left. On the right, woohoo! 6 times 200,000, folks. Can you do it? You got 5 zeros. We got a 12 run in front of that. So that is like 1,200,000 when we multiply. There we go. Cross multiply that. 200,000, that's 6. Right there you go. Now it's time to divide by 100. And isn't it nice? I've yet to go to the calculator with this problem, and there's really no need to. There's really no need to. Because your hundreds are going to cancel each other out there, and you're going to lose 2 zeros off this guy. So let's see what we've got left. We've got a 12 and 1, 2, 3 zeros. Her money is around 12,000. Now some of you are saying, Ernie, those are big numbers. You want to prove it to us on the calculator? Yeah, those are your doubters. But seriously, the zero rule, it works very well when you're multiplying with the number of zeros or dividing by a number of zeros. So let's do it here. We'll say, 12. 12, well, we've got 12 with a bunch of zeros here. That's 1,200,000. Let me put that in there. And we will divide it by 100. These are for you non-believers. Yeah, there it is, 12,000. 12,000. So not bad, Juliana. That's a good little take-home money there. And kiss a lot of it goodbye. You're never going to see it all. But anyway, that's the story there. That's the story there. And folks, that's the way it works in real estate. Also, you hear commissions when you're selling cars. Sometimes when you're selling electronics, you're selling all sorts of devices and things. It's a percent. Okay, it's all about percent. So you want to know how to do that so you don't get shortchanged. So you don't get shortchanged. Let's take a look at this problem here. Pizza. We all love to get hungry about the time that Mathline comes on the air, isn't it? Yeah, we all go for that. We've got a pizza priced at $12, and then we're going to take a 35% discount. That's really pretty nice. The only thing is I can't do 12 times 35 in my head, so we're going to have to do a little arithmetic on the calculator with that one. We'll get there in just a second. Let's set it up. Let's set it up. What is our part? What is our base? And what are we looking for? Oh, a new price before tax. So we've got to do something with the discount. We've got to find a discount, and then lots of stuff. Let's do this one step at a time, all right? Now, it says the pizza was priced at $12. Now, notice it didn't say a price of, but it means the same thing. But this is basically, in your mind, this is the starting point. This is your base. This is your base. This is where it all begins. So let's go ahead and set up our little proportion here. We're going to put 12 down in the corner. We know where 35 goes. Yes, we do, because it's always over 100 when it's a percent, right? Y'all got that? Y'all got that. So let's do it. Over 100. Looking for n. Looking for this n value. What does it have to do with anything? Well, that's going to be, remember, that's the discount. The discount means you get to take that off. What is our problem asking for? A new price. That means after you lose the discount, what are you actually going to pay before tax for that pizza? So let's do some figuring on this. Let's figure it out. Cross multiplying as well as we can do. All right, we get 100 with the letter n attached. That means 100 times n, everybody. Let's go the other side here. We're going to take 12 times 35, multiplication. And as I promised you, I'm not that good, so we're going to move this one over to the calculator, see what it says to do. And some of you are out there, I can figure that out. I'm glad you can. It's 420. It doesn't come out badly, does it? So we've got 100n on the left. That's going our way. And on the right, we've got 420 something. We don't know yet, all right? We're going to make that into money here in just a second. Let's divide both sides by our 100. And now we come up with the facts. We are going to save, drum roll please, we're going to save $4.20 off of $12. Now that's not what we're paying. We're not paying for. Some people think that's the new price. We're going to pay $4.20. No, we're going to get to subtract. That's the second part of the problem. So is everybody good on that now? $4.20. Go back to $12. And then we're going to do a little subtraction moment. We're going to subtract $4.20. Okay? And by the way, this is the way it works. They don't tax you on the discount, folks. They don't tax you on $12 and then throw it at you. No. You take away the 35% of what you're going to pay, then you get taxed. Okay? So let's do a quick subtraction on that. I think we can deal with this without having to go to the calculator. We are going to do a little borrow moment. We're going to pick up $1 off of there. We're going to make this become a 10 because that's what 10 dimes are doing for us. We don't need to go any further than that because that's okay. This is where we had our problem. So we'll bring the 8 down. That makes 80 cents. By the way, you can make an easy check on whether you do change correctly or not. Just make sure these two pieces add up to $1. All right? And now 11 minus 4. Don't forget you have 11, not 12 anymore. It's going to be $7.80. That's the price for the pizza before you tack on a little bit more chump change for your tax and you're getting out of the pizza place and go home and have some good eating. Isn't it getting supper time out there, folks? I mean, really, really. So those are the stories. Those are some of our applications. Now let's look at one more situation. We hear the story of writing fractions as a percent. Now we do it a couple of different ways. I'm going to use the proportion approach, all right? So we're going to take this 3/8, there you go, and we're going to say it equals to our percent over 100, all right? Now, in looking at this, let's do a little cross multiplication because we want to make sure that decimal hits in the right place. This one is one that's going to come out even, but we're going to involve a decimal in the end. So just be patient with me on this. We're going to cross multiply. That part's easy. So we've got 8 times n, and here on the other side we're going to go ahead and hit those two extremes. That's what we call those positions, 1 and 4, by the way. And that's going to be 3 times 100. You can do that in your head, right? Everybody can do that in their head. 300. We got 300. All right. Now, we're going to divide both sides by 8. And again, you can do long division on this. Personally, let me clear out the last problem. Now, let's see what happens when we do a calculator. I'm going to do a little lazy for you here today. And we're going to take that 300. We're going to divide it by 8. And you get 37.5. All right, so that, folks, is 37.5% or 0.5% or 0.5%, however you want to call it. But that's what we're looking at. So that's the percentage. That is it as a percent. Now, some of you say, well, Ernie, I always heard you're supposed to divide 8 into 3. All right, well, let's see what happens if we divide 8 into 3. In other words, let's just take this 3 over 8 and let's do it just like that, as if we're saying 8 divided into 3. Now, we can do long division on that. I'm willing to tell you that we're going to get an interesting situation. What happens when we put that decimal there and start working with it, the decimal goes straight up and we're going to have 3. All right? So 3 times 8 gives us 24. Subtract, we get a 6. Let's bring another 0 down since we've got a little bit working for us here. We've got 8 going into 60. 7 times it'll do. So we'll take 7 times 8, and we get 56. Oh, one more round. Let's bring another 0 down. One more. And 8 goes into 40. It goes 5 times. And, of course, we keep multiplying. 5 times 8 will give us 40. We have nothing left over. Now, folks, look at the difference here. Here we got a percent. Here we're in a decimal form. We could take this same answer and just simply move the decimal 2 places, because that is also equal to 37.5%. All right? So it's just a matter of remembering, here you've got a decimal that's got to shift. Here you don't. Here you don't. You've got the exact answer right there ready to go. So fractions to decimals, fractions to percents, you got you covered here on TNLearn Mathline Summer School today. By the way, we always like to remind you, but you know, we are on YouTube. We love for you to check us out there at www.youtube.com/with TNLearn. some good stuff going on there, especially some of our problems of the day have been there. And you know, we're getting now some full-length shows that are appearing from our summer school sessions. So if you miss us on Fridays, hey, there's a place for you to catch up on, all right? And you see all the good stuff that you may have missed, but you can see it again. Also, Facebook. Plenty of Facebook warnings on what we're doing here on Mathline on a day-to-day basis. Also, send us some problems or two that we'll be glad to work on some of our days where we got a little bit of good stuff. And our email address where we pick up a lot of things, mathline@tnlearn.org. And you see the www.facebook.com/TNLearn. Like us there. Like us there. We love it when you like us, all right? And in fact, I think you can love us even there, but we'll take a like. We're happy with that. But you know what? We're glad more that you've tuned in today. We appreciate your efforts coming here with Mathline, working some percent problems here in the middle of the summer. We're going to play some more with that tomorrow, and we'll see you then.